Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas noches. Acá Rislash nuevamente desde Reggae Adictivo con una cápsula más. Y en esta ocasión, para mí es un gran honor y una gran alegría presentarles esta noche al gran Pato Banton desde Inglaterra. ¿Qué tal, Desde Reggae Adictivo, una vez más, agradeciendo. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Pato. It's quite an honor for me to get this interview with you, to get this approach. So we've been talking before the interview, and now we'll be talking a little bit more about your career, your music career, your life. You know, esta vez tendremos una entrevista con el señor Pato Banton y abordaremos un poco acerca de su música, de su vida, de su camino. Esperemos sea de su agrado. Okay, let's get in. So now and once again, thank you so much for being here.
Gracias,
to
mi
be
amigo.
a part of Reggae Adictivo. And tonight we have some questions that I want to share with the audience. And they will have subtitles. I don't have to go and repeat in Spanish. So maybe it will be like easier this time.
Yes.
And Pato, your life story is truly impressive. And I want to know, what keeps you motivated to keep sharing your music and message after all these years?
Really, I think it's the people, you know, and especially the times that we're living in right now. Also, you know, I see myself as a follower of Christ. And so as a follower of Christ, I feel that I have a responsibility to remind people to elevate their thinking, to elevate their life, and to do their best to elevate other people. And it's about love. It's about sharing my love through my music and hopefully inspiring other people to share their love in whatever occupation or whatever life circumstance that they have, for them to go forward and spread that love too.
And that's something that I like to hear, because lately I've been having like a kind of a touch from Jesus, Yeshua in my life.
Yes.
Like inviting me to
rise
up, to help the people, and also to get in tune with, more with love. So I like that you tell me now that you want to spark through love and through the spirituality.
Yes.
Because I think reggae is a window to talk a lot of things, political things, things that we don't like about our society, and to choose love from all these messages you can share with people about reggae. I think that's something that talks about your heart. And maybe that's not on my sketch and so on, but I wanted to mention, you know, to
yes, brother,
because I can feel you. I can sympathize with this. Because I know that maybe you don't search, but Jesus will touch your heart.
That's right.
So thank you, Pato. Thank you for being here. So let's get back more into the questions.
Yes.
So you grew up around the sound system and street parties.
Yes.
You know. What memories from that time do you cherish the most?
What I cherish the most is my father, my stepfather, had a sound system, and our home became the community party house, where we shared the house with other families. It wasn't our house. We rented some rooms, but I was very young. But I remember that during the day, the house was busy with 3 different families and the children and cooking and just family life.
Yes.
But when it was dark, when nighttime came, then one of the rooms would become the dance hall for the sound system. And then the kitchen would become the bar.
Yeah.
And then I became the security
Oh, really?
on the door from the age of 8. Was the first time I started doing security for the party. I would open the door, let people in, close the door, make sure there's no trouble. If the police came, I would run and tell my dad to turn down the music, you know. And what was the biggest thing for me was that it was about community. It brought all the community together. And you would see people, sometimes you see people outside talking, inside the passageway talking, at the bar. And we got to know who was who in the community. Music brought the people together. And yeah, there was sometimes some negative things, some bad things sometimes. But most of the time, it was laughter and music and just good energy and just people becoming friends because of the music.
So then it was nice to see back on that
Yes.
days to see that most of the time it was a really good vibes,
Yes.
good moments,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, the bad moments maybe there will be always in life
Yes.
a bad moment, but it's like the bad things comes for the good.
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes a bad moment it turns out to be a really good experience, or maybe even a spiritual experience,
Yes.
or a spiritual advice.
To make you stronger.
Exactly. So I really like to hear about how you got into music.
Yes.
Like, and I feel familiar with this
Yes.
because I started working in my cousin a bar, like cleaning the
Uh-huh.
tables,
Yes,
and
yes.
and after that I was helping in the bartender, and
Uh-huh.
after that I was the bartender. So I know how it is to try to give the people the best moment,
Yes.
and to smile to the people,
To
give
be of
this.
service.
Yes, exactly, because service is something that people is missing nowadays.
Yes.
I've been hearing and I've been watching a lot of how people think service is kind of I will let someone else to oppress me, and it's not like that. Service is like a to be in the place God wants you
That's
to
right.
be, to help some other people.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So
And so when I got to maybe 11, 12, and the music started from Jamaica, started to change from rocksteady and blue beat to the really early reggae, I started to hear the music and I was like, wow, I like this beat. And then you had DJs like U-Roy and I-Roy, and then the music started to become very spiritual, and they're singing about Jah and Africa. And I said, wow, I want to try this. So I started picking up the microphone and saying a few words, and then DJing too. And then after a while, people saying, do more on the microphone. And so I started to write my words. And next thing I know, I'm traveling to do other parties. Next thing I know, I'm signing record deals.
blessed man, blessed man. I love it.
Uh-huh.
It's like it fills up my heart with
Uh-huh.
good feelings, good vibes. Thank you for sharing this life experience.
Mm-hmm.
I really love it. And I would like to know, how do you see the evolution of reggae music nowadays?
Mm-hmm. Reggae, the evolution of reggae music for me it's a beautiful thing because I travel around the world. And so as I'm traveling, of course, we know reggae music came from Jamaica and the Caribbean. And then we had British reggae, with bands like Steel Pulse and Aswad and Maxi Priest, Mad Professor, Tipper Irie, Maccabee. So many great reggae has come from England, Linton, Quizzy Johnson. And then I start to travel the world and I go to Brazil.
Nice.
And I'm hearing amazing reggae in Brazil. I go to Japan and I'm seeing Japanese sound systems and Japanese bands. I go to Africa and there's amazing reggae in Africa now. And Hawaii, they have Hawaiian music in Hawaii. And now I'm in Mexico and there's amazing sound systems here in Mexico and amazing reggae bands too. So what I like about the international evolution of reggae is that every country adds their different flavor to the reggae. So it sounds a little different in every country, but it's still reggae. And even in Jamaica now, there are some great young artists coming up who still carry the reggae. And then you have the Bob Marley family.
Yes.
With Damien and Julian and Stephen and Ziggy, and their children are coming up now too. So I think reggae music is strong. I think reggae music is growing strong. And there's little changes here and there, but it's still a powerful music with good vibes.
It is, Pato, actually. And maybe I cannot tell about international, but talking about Mexico, yes, we have a lot of sound system. We have a lot of DJs. We have a lot of reggae bands. And we have also like solo artists doing reggae, doing dancehall. And the funny thing about Mexico is that we have several bars and spots to play reggae music, and you will go to every place and it's full of people, and there is no competition when it comes to the audience into that. There will be always people for every single spot in reggae music in Mexico, and that's, for me, it's amazing.
That's
it's
beautiful.
It talks big thing about reggae music. So thank you for being here in Mexico. Thank you for trusting the Mexico audience, the Mexican people. Thank you for trusting Scar to be here, to be sharing this experience, sharing your music, sharing these thoughts and these facts.
Thank you.
I like it. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to have this interview, this conversation.
Yes.
I like it. And I'll be back to this. And that's something I would like to know. After so many travels, albums, and life experiences, what makes you smile when you think about everything you lived through, through your life path?
Yeah.
Maybe talking far beyond from reggae music.
Wow. I think what keeps me happy is that outside of my music, I have service opportunities. In America, my fans have asked me to do their weddings, and they asked me to bless their children.
Nice.
And they asked me to sometimes baptize them. And sometimes now I do my fans' funerals. So if their mother or father die, I go and do the funeral. So when I go and do my music, it's great. But when I go and visit fans in different places and help them, I also do counseling for my fans. So if they have problems in their life, they call me. I have a Facebook group now, a spiritual Facebook group called Pato Banton Spiritual Family.
Wow.
And I think we have 8,500 people in that spiritual group now.
Blessed man.
And then I do a spiritual study every Sunday on Zoom. So we're doing a lot of activities, and my wife Antoinette, Ruth's daughter, she also helps me with all of my ministry and my outreach. So it's a very beautiful opportunity for us to reach a lot of fans every day, every week. Then also, we just went to Africa to film a documentary called Ubuntu, the spirit of Ubuntu. And we went to 10 countries. And we are now helping. The Ubuntu in Africa means I am because we are. It's about the connection of humanity and about helping each other, lifting each other up. You know, and it's a word from the Bantu dialect from the Zulu tribe in South Africa. But now it's spread all across Africa. So no matter where you go in Africa now, you can find the word Ubuntu. So we did the documentary. We went over there to learn about Ubuntu, which is very similar to Jesus's golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Or namaste, the God in me sees the God in you. And the word Ubuntu, when you break down the word, Ubuntu means the way of the Spirit or the way of God. So all of these things are connected in different cultures and different languages.
That's true.
You know, and we just released the movie now on YouTube, so everybody can watch it for free.
Wow.
So the Spirit of Ubuntu documentary is now available on YouTube.
That's so kind.
And we also won 25 awards at film festivals internationally for the documentary. And Antoinette plays all the music in the documentary, and she retuned the music to 432 hertz, which I believe is the vibration of the heart. And so she won a film award for best music score in the documentary too. So we are very happy about this success. And so now I am serving many people in Africa. We are building schools. We are building orphanages. Now we're ready to build a hospital in Zimbabwe, a cultural center in Uganda, 2 schools in Kenya. And we are also putting children into school and young people into university, and helping widows and older ladies find a way to earn money through different activities. And we're developing farms and growing food now in Africa. So our life is filled with service, opportunity.
That's true.
And when you are doing something for other people, it makes you happy. You know? A life of service is a life of joy, because you are bringing joy to people's heart. And that's what makes me smile. And I think also my spiritual connection. In the scriptures, it says that the fruit of the Spirit is peace and love and joy and patience and understanding. And I think that I am growing and feeling these things more and more. And so I'm very happy.
And I'm happy to hear this as well. Last time with Red Fox, I have a nice feedback, and now listening this from you, it gives me the like the thought that I'm doing the things right. because I'm working also with service in a different thing, but I see it as a service.
Yes, right.
So once you put your life into service, you won't have to work again. It's like
That's right.
I interview like several persons 9 hours a day, every day. But for me to hear all these people opening, maybe not all of them open their heart, but there are people who needs to open their heart and need someone to listen what they have, all the trauma, pain,
That's
and
right.
so on, things that they will like to speak with other people and they don't open to their friends and so on, family, but they open your heart to you. And then maybe you're not giving the best advice because you're not allowed to give any advice, but by listening to the people is also a good way of serving.
That's right.
And so to hear that you are in today's service like you are now, it gives me like a hope that following the service and following the spirit, I'll be doing things in the future,
Yes.
not for me, but for others.
Yes.
Like Bob Marley used to say, live for others
That's right.
and you will live again, right?
That's right.
So it's for me, it's like I love the way how the spirit and how we receive this call to service other people's. So to hear that you're doing all these really good things in Africa and that you put yourself into helping some other people with your praying, with your presence, to putting these people into this spiritual vibe, to maybe to release, maybe to ease. So for me, to hear all the things you are doing beside the music, it talks about a great, great spirit following you
Yes.
all your life and
Yes.
guiding you. So it's good to know that there are people in tune with this, with the spirit. I've been reading about the spirit because I have some spiritual experience, but I don't want to talk about me now. I would like to hear more about you, Pato. Sorry if I
No, it's
put
good.
myself into this
It's good.
conversation.
It's good.
But it's like for me, it's a kind of a good feedback to hear all these things you and your wife are doing around.
Yes.
It gives me like this will to keep on watching how lives will guide you and me and all the people that I know into service. I know that every single person I know will be called to serve some way. So I'm waiting for this time to come when my friends will be into these life experiences, because that's true. You get older and you start to be like sensitive to this spirituality like never before.
Yes.
I'm agree with you.
Yes.
Because maybe when I was 20, my energy was in some other things. Maybe I was distracted in some other things. Maybe for you, maybe for me in the 20s, the fame thing and blah, blah, blah. But now when we grew up older, we're like getting more into light, getting in tune with light, with these higher vibrations. So I love that you bring this into this conversation, and I invite the people, and I will do it in Spanish. Quiero invitarlos a que revisen el documental de Pato Banton, Ubuntu. Como nos estaba comentando, vale mucho la pena acercarse tanto a esa filosofía de vida como a observar de qué manera podemos nosotros cambiar un poquito el enfoque para ayudarnos y vernos a nosotros como lo que somos, un canal más de la divinidad. Eso es un poco de lo que Pato Banton nos quiere venir a decir en esta ocasión, que a través de nuestro servicio y la conexión con otros llegamos a esa unidad, ¿no? Lo que llamarían algunos místicos la unidad del espíritu, o esa unidad con una entidad mayor que te pone a través del servicio. Más o menos de eso estamos hablando con Pato, y quería comentarles por qué vale mucho la pena que revisen este documental, ya que es gratuito y se encuentra en YouTube. Ubuntu, revísenlo, vale mucho la pena. Ok, Now, I will go back and I have maybe two more questions. I know that you're coming to Mexico to have a show tomorrow, and maybe you need to rest now and, to put your energy into tuning
Yes.
with the local vibes.
Oh, and I just wanted to let you know we've just finished the Spanish translation of the short movie. So we're going to put that on the website tomorrow. So the by the time this is ready to be seen, this interview will be ready to be seen. It will be on YouTube as well.
Thanks a lot, because I know a lot of people following Reggae Adictivo. Maybe they don't speak English. Maybe they don't understand English like 100%,
Yes.
but they can get in tune with a message far from words.
That's right.
Like maybe we can get in like the message from Bob Marley, maybe from you, and maybe we don't know English, but we can feel the
You
message
feel the
here
vibes.
deep inside.
Yes.
And when music is real, it goes deep inside. So thank you so much for being into this path and to understand that you are here to serve others, to help others. You are now baptizing people, which is a really noble thing to do. So I'm really impressed. I didn't expect to hear all these good things you are doing in the world. And I really wish that God will put you into this service a lot of years to help the people that really needs to be helped. So thank you so much for being a channel for this energy.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks to you, Pato Banton. Maybe I have a 1-2 questions.
Okay.
I don't know if you feel like sharing a little bit more with us.
Yes.
Just
yes.
let me know.
Okay.
If you feel like you want to rest, I will
I'm
respect
ready.
that.
I'm ready for you.
Thank you so much. So, your music career has always carried a message of love and awareness, as you mentioned before. And maybe this question says that where does that need to share positivity come from? But now maybe this question is not helping a lot, because you already told me that Jesus and the Spirit was the one that calls you. But when it really happened, Pato, I'm curious, because this is a topic I really love. So please tell me exactly when was the time you felt this call from the Spirit, call from Jesus?
I think it really started. It started when I first heard reggae music. That's when my journey started and my search for truth started. The first thing I wanted to know, because reggae music was singing about Africa and telling me that we come from Africa, the black man come from Africa, we must learn about our roots. So the first thing I did was I looked to Africa to find out about my roots. I learned about slavery. I learned about the transit from Africa to Jamaica, to the Caribbean, to America. And then I wanted to know about my spiritual roots. Once I understood my physical roots, I wanted to know my spiritual roots. So then I started searching all the world's religions for 15 years. Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Rastafari, Paramahansa Yogananda, many different philosophies and religions. And then I still had some questions. And so one night I went and I prayed to God for some answers to my questions. And then I met a friend in America who told me about this book that is written by angels And I said, okay, what is this book? And he told me the book is called Urantia.
El libro
Yes,
de
I
Urantia.
have the hat.
Urantia. Yes. El libro de Urantia.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which is in Mexico and South America now, in Spanish.
Yes.
And so I studied the book. And when I studied the book, it brought all of the other books and all of the religions together as one. It brought all of the information that I had been reading and all of my questions. After 15 years, I still had questions. And then when I read the Urantia book, all my questions were answered. And the book is over 2,000 pages in the book. But if I was to bring all of these 2,000 pages to one message, and also in the book, all of the years of Jesus's life that are missing in the Bible are in this book. A lot of information that is not in the Bible is in this book. But if I was to bring all of this information to one small message, it would be the greatest thing a human being can do is to have a personal relationship with God. And once you have a personal relationship with God, open your heart and let God come and work through you.
I want to applaud because what you're telling to me is what I've been reading from maybe some days ago from Carlos Castaneda
Yes.
in the silent knowledge.
Yes.
And it talks about the spirit and how the spirit guides you through the very first moment, like you're
Yes.
sharing with me now,
Yes.
through the moment where you cannot make a step backward.
Mm-hmm.
When
That's right.
he really calls you, and it's
That's
like,
right.
it's my moment and I will go forward. I cannot backward, or I will quit and say, okay, I'll be a normal people and do normal thing.
Uh-huh.
So that's what the book says, and I perceive that that's how the spirit and God, through all these angels' message,
That's
and through
right.
Jesus' message,
That's right.
how God guide you
Mm-hmm.
to share now this and to bring a little bit more faith into on these times when it's hard to keep the faith for the people. We have a lot of media
Mm-hmm.
making these bombs like
That's right.
this and this and that, and spirituality for some people, and the praying is like a lot of people is missing that
That's right.
that connection
Mm-hmm.
with God, their own connection with their
That's
own
right.
words. Maybe we can say it a lot of Ave Maria thing and then,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm agree that every person has to open itself to find the best way to conversate with Jesus, with
Uh-huh.
God, with all this guidance
Mm-hmm.
that guides the us through music to get more to get more opportunities to share
Mm-hmm.
through music. So I'm pretty sure that if every musician tries to serve through the music, it will be like more helpful these days than to watch for fame and all these things.
That's right.
I think that maybe, well, I was looking through fame as well, so it's valid. We're humans.
That's right.
We go through the life maybe searching for acceptation, but when you accept yourself, it's like you don't need the applause for the audience. But still, if you are a channel, use that moment, use that opportunity to give the people the best message. And I'm pretty sure that that's something that you make in every show, because I've seen you
Yes.
before, and I know that when you are on the stage, it's like the great spirit going behind you. It's like I seen with Manu Chao as well. When Manu is on the stage, there is a great spirit behind, and the spirit that is guiding you, which is the same spirit that guides all the humankind, is giving you this big opportunity. So keep on doing this labor. Keep on serving, Pato, and keep on giving us your message through the music, because the music has a great power still to connect, to maybe also to make these recalls. If you search your spiritual roots, you search your physical roots, and I'm pretty sure that when you listen to some music like reggae music, it awakes things that were waiting on deep inside in the blood to get rise, you know. So I feel so identified with your search, because I've been doing this search as well in my life. So I understand, and I agree with you that you have to search your roots to know why you are here.
That's right.
Correct?
Why are you here? That's right.
So is there anything else you want to share with us about this topic before we close the interview?
The only thing I really want to say is that, you know, there's many religions in the world, and some people need a religion, you know. And my advice to the people who are in a religion is to grow. If you are in a religion, don't stop studying. Study your religion. Understand your religion. And if there's questions in your religion that you don't understand, ask and keep growing. And I think that if everybody keeps growing, we will grow beyond religion, and we will reach spirituality. And that's where everybody needs to be, because sometimes people have their loyalty to their church, when our loyalty should be to God. And that's my message. And the last thing I want to say is, when you talk to God, don't have a monologue. A monologue is a one-way conversation. That's like me calling a friend and saying, "Hello, how are you doing today? All right, see you, bye." We need a dialogue with God. We talk. "Hey, God, thank you. I'm having a good day. I need to talk to you today." And then we listen. And we let God speak to us. And then we wait until we hear something or we feel something. And then we have a conversation. When we practice this dialogue, at first it might seem like an imagination. But if you practice this dialogue, it becomes a conversation with spirit. And there's different spirits, as we know. There's the Spirit of God, there's the Spirit of Christ, there's the Mother Spirit, there's our celestial guides, and all of them want to talk to us. But we must be willing to talk and listen. It cannot just be talk, talk, talk. We must talk and then stop talking and start listening. And this can be in meditation, worship, whatever you want to call it. but there must be this dialogue. And the other thing I want to say before we close is I want to say thank you to Warrior Sound System and to my brother Scar for contacting me and asking me to come down back to Mexico to be a part of this amazing event in Hidalgo. And I'm very excited to be here and to bring some positive vibration to the people of Mexico.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming to Mexico with your music, with your service through music, for sharing all this experience, for sharing your spirituality, opening your heart here with us, with Reggae Adictivo. Thank you for being here. And I really like this interview. It's like I can say that, yes, we have to listen as well. It's not always about me, talking. It's not a real. It's not like I'm making this all the time. Yes, you have to put yourself into listen to some other people, to listen to God. And about it, I just want to mention that it's easy. The hard thing is to put your mind and to understand that it's easy to talk with God.
Yes.
Así que se los digo en español, para tener una conexión con Dios, con el Espíritu, con quien ustedes quieran y decidan, la situación es fácil, lo difícil es darse cuenta de que es fácil, es lo que vengo diciendo con Pato Banton, y les doy nuevamente las gracias por haberse dado la oportunidad de escucharnos, de escuchar el mensaje de Pato Banton, de escuchar acerca de su vida. Me gustaría quizás poder abusar un poco de su tiempo y hacer una despedida musical o algo así, pero creo que yo en este momento la entrevista se fue hacia un lado más espiritual y creo que deberíamos de cerrarlo y respetar este momento y este espacio que Dios nos da para escucharlo a través de nosotros, a través del mensaje de Pato Banton, a través de la poca retroalimentación que pueda hacer su servidor y a través de ustedes. Tal vez es un contenido que ustedes van a valorar, quizás ahorita no, quizás más adelante. Chequen el documental de Ubuntu, no se los olvide, y escuchen la música de Pato Banton, escuchen por ahí las entrevistas que también está haciendo. Pato Banton está haciendo muchas cosas por ahí que valen mucho la pena revisar. Entonces, por ahí chequen su documental, y a la gente que va a estar presente en el show, espero que tengan un gran momento de música y espiritualidad con Pato Banton. Espero que en algún momento todos podamos estar en esa unicidad real, en esa conexión real de la cual nos habla Pato Banton, esa conexión que es realmente Dios a través de nosotros, ¿no? Como dirían allá, Dios a través de nosotros y la que es, y Dios en mí y en Pato Banton y en todos ustedes. Muchas gracias, Scar, gracias Reggae Adictivo. Y sigan escuchando la música de Pato Banton. Pato, would you like to share your social media, how we can link you up?
Well, you can find me at Pato Banton on Facebook and Pato Banton 1 on Instagram. And my website is officialpatobanton.com.
Ya escucharon las vías para comunicarse, para entrar en contacto con Pato Banton y también para ver lo que él está haciendo, porque él está haciendo grandes cosas y vale la pena revisarlo.
And if anybody wants to join my spiritual family, I have a Facebook page called Pato Banton Spiritual Family on Facebook.
Ya escucharon, para quienes se sientan ese llamado de unirse a esta comunidad espiritual que Pato Banton está pues dándose el tiempo y la atención de tener a través del Facebook, pueden unirse a este canal, a este grupo. En lo personal, pues yo lo voy a estar siguiendo también. Para mí ha sido muy significativo este momento con Reggae Adictivo, con Pato Banton, y los invito a seguir estas entrevistas. Muy buena noche para todos ustedes.
And I want to say, this station rules the nation with positive vibration. Reggae Adictivo. Peace.